Hi folks, welcome to Friday's Coffee with John. We're on 1 John chapter 4 and we're going kind of deeper and deeper and deeper. And this verse I have a lot of questions about. It is verse 18. We've been told in verse 17 that love is made complete among us, so we'll have confidence on the day of judgment. In this world we're like Jesus. In other words, that's how God regards us. That's yesterday's. And today's is there's no fear in love. 1 John 4:18, there is no fear in love, but perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. Now, any of you who know your Bibles, you are going to know that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You're going to see in the New Testament that there were those who lived in Acts, for example, we're told that they lived in the fear of God, or knowing what it is to fear God, we seek to persuade men, and so on. So this cannot, on the principle, the Bible doesn't contradict itself. This cannot mean that reverence for God is gone. Fear in that sense, the reverence for God, is surely something that we have. A sign of being an unbeliever, Romans 3:18, there is no fear of God in their eyes. But here, I think it means servile fear. So Romans 8:15, the Spirit you received does not make you slaves so that you live in fear again. Rather, the Spirit you received brought about your adoption to sonship. John 19:38, there's a describing the fear of the Jewish leaders, that kind of fear. But we no longer have that servile fear. And you see this in context with judgment. Perfect love drives out fear, because fear has to do with punishment. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. So we obey God because we love him. We don't not do something or do something because we're afraid that he's going to punish us, because we're afraid of the day of judgment. There is no fear in love. The one who fears is not made perfect in love. I think that's just a mind-blowing idea, that fear and love in that sense cannot coexist. Reverence and love for God can coexist, but fear, as in I'm afraid of God, that cannot coexist. I think John is trying to draw us into a depth of experience where we just don't have this negative view of God, this punishment view of God, because of this complete love that he has shown to us. And I think you could say this love we have for him, the more we love him, the more it drives out fear. Now think of that in terms of our relationships. Have you ever watched, let's say, there's a big burly guy who's a dad, he's quite a fearsome guy, and then you see the way that his children treat him. There's no fear at all that they have with him. I watched that once and I was just utterly amazed by it, because they love him, but also they know that he loves them. Now, if there's an unhealthy relationship, have you ever seen this? And I've seen this too, where children obey because they are petrified of their father or their mother. You can work it both ways. So I think that this idea is a very profound and beautiful idea, that the more we get to know God and love him, the less we fear his punishment, and yet somehow the more we reverence and are awed by him. God bless you. See you on Monday. Bye.